This is Faith Nelson with the Blueprint News Network in Downers Grove. When baking a cake, there are countless recipes to follow, but they all require the same basic ingredients like sugar, butter, and flour. Without those key ingredients, there's no way to make cake. Yes, there are stores equipped with every baking necessity, but not everyone has the ability to simply get up and go. Now, replace sugar, butter, and flour with the social and emotional skills that are necessary in the classroom. Unfortunately, this is the painful reality of those who are neurodivergent. Living in a world like this is not exactly a piece of cake, but by making a few adjustments to the recipe, it can become a really yummy pie. While the standard for education has proven to be effective, neurodivergent students are still not supported, which is why educators need to carry out classroom interventions like creating a choice-filled learning environment. In order to understand the interventions needed, some key terms need to be defined first. Society can be categorized into two main sections when dealing with neurological makeup: neurotypical and neurodiverse. While most of society falls under the neurotypical category, those with neurodevelopmental disorders such as ADHD, autism spectrum disorder, and dyslexia are considered neurodivergent. With that label comes some hardships. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development explains in the 2017 Trends Shaping Education Spotlight that neurodevelopmental disorders can affect emotions, learning ability, and memory. In the classroom specifically, these affected skills pose a larger threat to a person's opportunity level and success rate. Because school is formatted to cater to the needs and abilities of a majority of society, neurodivergent students significantly suffer under these conditions. George DuPaul, a psychology professor specializing in ADHD, explains in his research the discrepancies between students with and without ADHD, saying academically, children with the disability are more likely to have poorer grades, lower scores on standardized tests, and an increased use of school-based services. These situations open up for serious issues as it serves as a limitation of future opportunity and a roadblock to success. While there are many current accommodations that are currently put in place, they aren't easily accessible to those who need them. In the Office for Civil Rights Section 504 FAQ, the question, does the meaning of the phrase qualified student with a disability differ on the basis of a student's education level? And to that, they answer yes. They go on to say that as a student gets older, the parameters in which they can receive accommodations are made tighter and follow more closely to the standards for admission. This is a major issue targeting one group in particular: biological females. According to research done by Washington University and the St. Louis School of Medicine involving sex and age with ADHD, males are generally more likely to be diagnosed with ADHD rather than females, with a ratio of approximately 4:1. This also corresponds with age, as females are diagnosed far later in life than males. Because education level and performance play a role in access to these accommodations, it becomes unattainable to many who can benefit from it. This talking point of current accommodations also comes up very frequently as an argument against classroom reform. However, this is a deeper cause considering how inaccessible said accommodations are. Because of the inconsistency and extensive process to receive them, classroom interventions are far more effective. They can be implemented to not just benefit a fraction of the class, but also have widespread positive effects on the other students. Professor Lisa Wyden and Dr. Grace Janusis, both specialists in ADHD, highlight several different classroom interventions reaching behavioral, academic, and collaborative means. They can involve all students to create an effective classroom dynamic. Similarly, in his book Neurodiversity in the Classroom, Thomas Armstrong explains that changes can be as simple as creating a choice-based classroom, This doesn't only accommodate the needs of neurodivergent students, but also allows the rest of the students to stay engaged, resulting in better performance all around. Now that key terms were defined, struggles were explored, the current situation was assessed, and realistic solutions were provided, society can start to see a change in the right direction. Interventions like creating a choice-filled learning environment can provide the support needed for neurodivergent students who are currently not effectively being educated. While you may not be faced with these everyday struggles, someone out there is, and they shouldn't have to. Let change begin in the classroom and hope flourish in their minds. This has been Faith Nelson with the Blueprint News Network in Downers Grove.